This is going to be great. This is really going to be something that we can hang our hat on and say, we gave back. We did it for the right reasons.
Right.
We really highlighted all the great stuff going on, because that's the problem with news, is that the only thing that sells is the negative.
Right.
I pitched to every single local radio and newspaper about one of my clients, Steve Rovitis at Rovitis Realty in East Longmeadow. He donated over $50,000 to charities in 2 years, and only one place picked up the story.
Yeah,
Nobody wanted to talk about it.
It's awful how that is, Why is the wildfires only spread by negativity?
And that's the problem. So we need to start a positive wildfire. That's a good term for it,
Right.
It's like, why is it that the news has to be dominated by negative stuff and, hatred and trying to divide people, when we can all just bring everybody together?
Yeah. Break the rules, take a quick trip to the dark side, baby. I ain't no fool, everything I say I mean. I take you there. You could go around the world looking, but you'll never find something like me. I take you there. You could go around the world looking, but you'll never find something like me. I take you there. I know we're not that familiar, but chill, girl. There's a way other than drugs to fulfill ya. Won't kill ya. But if you wanna
no ads, they could set it up like that.
Yeah. That's curious.
Facebook for the longest time was afraid to integrate advertising into their platform, because they didn't want it to be uncool.
Right.
Nobody wants ads, and that's why Facebook has sort of changed the game, because they're changing advertising, the experience.
Yeah.
The advertising experience, the ads are sort of tailored to you. They know what your interests are based on the pages that you like and based on your credit card spend and all this stuff behind the scenes.
Wild, yeah.
It is wild. And, they know what age bracket you fit into. They know what gender you identify with. They know where you live geographically. They know what you do for a living. So they can tailor all these ads based on your interests and your life.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I be the one that you call it when it be 2 in the morning and you just leaving the bar, sitting drunk in your car. Your friends are crying and stressing cause they ran into the exit. Just say the word and I'll be right where you are. Don't care how far. Like you need, but still line you like my queen. Make TJ Maxx look like Alexander McQueen. She's something I never seen. Body I can't believe. Ask her what her life plan. She replied chase cream. And I ain't lying when I tell her she don't need no makeup. She picture perfect in every picture she take when she wake up. Ain't trying to change your life, girl. Get that cake up, cause you ain't getting half if we ever break up.
I'm gonna go with whatever you suggest. Because I'm clueless.
And I'll try to do it the way that it would be the most succinct and least amount of steps for you to have to manage.
I hope that this ends up leading to just having you on retainer. And this is what I want, make it happen. Because I'm not gonna have time. I'm clueless when it comes to this stuff.
Sure.
I know what I am capable of doing.
Right.
I know what I'm not. I will not pay someone to do something I know I can do. I will not do that. Or that I have time to do.
That's the other piece.
I don't have time. Well, I do. I just don't want to make the time, to be honest. I'd rather have someone that knows what they're doing than to me to try to fumble and mess it up. And I'd rather have someone that knows. So I wanted to eventually get to that point where with this girl, I just got you on retainer. Make it happen. And this is the budget for the next 6 months. And this is the budget for the next year.
Right.
And make it happen.
So the most interesting part of all of this to me is the different types of clients that I come across. So there's the people that fully buy into what it is that I'm doing, and they completely understand the value of social media. And there's of that category of person, there's 2 different levels. It's the people that acknowledge that they have no idea what they're doing and they need my help, and then there's the people who think that they can do it on their own. So navigating that conversation when I'm pitching is interesting. But then there's another category of people that don't believe in social media or don't understand the value of that. So these are the people that think that traditional advertising is really still the way to go, whether it be print or radio or television or billboard, whatever. And once I sit down with them, it's almost more fun to have a conversation with them than it is with a believer. because you can just hit them with straight statistics, and 20% of all internet traffic is to Facebook, and they step back and they go, wow, that's a lot. Or the fact that you can actually calculate your return on investment from a digital ad, whereas you have absolutely no idea how many people actually looked at your magazine ad, or how many people actually viewed your television commercial. They give you subscription rates or viewership numbers, but you don't know how many people are actually tuning in and viewing. So for me, I never know what I'm walking into. It's always nice when I get a referral and someone can kind of give me a heads up on how hot or cold they are when it comes to the digital advertising. But that's always an interesting thing for me. Is like no pitch is ever the same, because you could be walking into a conversation where they're already sold on exactly what it is you're doing, and they're ready to write the check, and they trust you completely to do whatever you want to do. And then the other side of the coin is the people who literally want to fight you every single step of the way, but that's almost more satisfying, because once you convince them to do one campaign and you show them the data behind it and what you were able to achieve, then they start to buy in and they start to believe. So then at that point, you're like converting people over to a modern way of thinking. So that's almost a little bit more satisfactory for me.
Look at the pain that we bring. I sit by myself and I think about all these benevolent things. And I just wish that it would change, but people are caught in the days. I beg you to pardon my ways. I swear I work harder these days. Yeah, I don't wanna be the same right now. I too stressed out, leaving you right now was the best route. Every side, every lie that was left out, and left me hanging in the dark with my neck out, dangling. Should've strangled him, should've let my homies go and bang at him. Nah, I ain't gonna do the same as him. Build an empire just so I can cave it in. I got my own shit now, and that is the way that I handle my business. God is my witness. All that I do is for him and give people assist. Yes. People wanna tarnish my name, put me in the dirt, it will never be the same. If you only knew what was in my brain, you would let go from the pain that you felt inside. All I ever did, homie, was to help you thrive. And they can say what they want about me, but everything I did, it was justified. I live in erratic, starting static, ain't the way to be. People are mad and really trying to put the blame on me. All the bullshit interfere with my sanity. If someone's got a plan for me, I don't know. This is the first place to be, so you need to deflate your ego. We can be evil, love be peaceful. We can believe the love be lethal. You don't wanna stoop that low. Who would wanna lose us so? Nobody wanna be too control. Nobody wanna be too control.
For the first timer, that can be adapted to almost any business. The first time I went on vacation and took a cruise, the first time that my family got a family photography portrait done of them, the first time I published a book, or the first time I read a book, or all of that is a universally accepted slogan. So I told them I would endorse that publicly, and email my 1,300 people and say, okay, they got rid of this modern maverick business. Find your first. Here's the thought process behind it. It's logical for that region. All the businesses can identify with it and use it in their marketing. I was glad that they came up with that. That was their idea. Because I told them this modern maverick thing is getting slayed. The name West Mass is getting slayed.
Yes, and like you said, they can't. Even their own people, if they're being honest with them, can't find anything to refute that.
Right. So.
Yep.
All right.
Great meeting, guys.
Yeah.
Cool. Pleasure.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that went great.
Yeah, dude.
I think that went great.
Awesome.
And the best part is, we got it all on film.
Nobody wanna be too control. This is the worst place to be, so you need to deflate your ego. We can be evil, love be peaceful. We can believe the love be lethal. You don't wanna stoop that low. Who would wanna lose us so? Nobody wanna be too control. Nobody wanna be too control.